which I'll be starting. I'm so sorry about this. Every 2 minutes. Hello, welcome to episode 25 of that Row on Kids podcast. My name is Kelly, also known as Row on Kids, and you can find me on Instagram mostly, YouTube obviously, and yeah, potted around under the name of Row on Kids. Welcome. This is a knitting and designing podcast from the northeast of England. So welcome if you're returning, big massive welcome, thank you for coming back, and a huge welcome to the new people. Lovely Aline from The Thoughtful Knitter is currently knitting 2 of my patterns and also mentioned the podcast, so I ended up getting like a little flurry of new people. So hello to you guys, and thank you for joining me, and thank you to Aline again for mentioning me because she's amazing. I'm going to very quickly start with what I'm wearing because we're currently having a heat wave in England, and it ends today. Tomorrow it's going to start raining again, but it's currently about 23-24 degrees Celsius, which is around 75 degrees Fahrenheit, I think. And it's a little bit too warm to be wearing this, but I thought I would wear it and show you, and then I really need to get it off. So this is my Chunky Dahlia solo that I had finished last week, but I hadn't weaved in the end and I hadn't blocked it. I did say that I wouldn't normally block it, but it was just that the smell was so bad. And I blocked it with Celebration. Soak Celebration, and it's almost on the job. I can smell it a little bit. I was talking to my friend Angela just after the last podcast and explaining to her about it, and she said that she thinks it's the lanolin, and she has some yarn that really smells bad of lanolin. I have smelt lanolin before, but only in like a tiny ball of yarn. So I've never smelt it to this extent, and it was really stinky. I can still vaguely smell it, but the Celebration has either covered it or washed it out, I'm not sure. But, so anyway, this is my Chunky Dahlia solo. This is by Lene. I think it's Lene, Holme, Samsøe. I'm not 100% on any of the pronunciation, I'm so sorry. But yes, she also goes by Lene. And this is a chunky weight jumper. It's knitted in the round top down yoke first. Yeah, it does have, in the pattern it has a folded over neck. You knit double and fold it, but the rest of the fabric is quite loosely knit, so I didn't want that folded over neck, so I just did a tubular cast on. I don't know how much you can see. I did a tubular cast on and then just knitted half the amount, just so it looks folded over. I didn't want a big thick neck and then the rest of it, plus I'd be like this, I know I would. So I just did that. I didn't change anything else. There is no shaping in the sleeves. Oh, excuse me, I've got hiccups. There's no shaping in the sleeves, it's just straight down. And then it's like a quick decrease here for the cuff. I don't mind it now. I didn't like it before blocking, but it's kind of, this yarn is like, it's West Yorkshire Spinners Retreat. I've got this much left, and another ball. And it's very, very, see how much you can see. It's not going to show you, is it? I don't know if you can tell on the actual ball. It's like really, it's not plied. It's almost like roving. So I knew, I was quite nervous to block it because I thought it might felt. And to be fair, I didn't weave in the ends before blocking, and then when I went to weave in the ends, some of them had almost felted together. I was having to prise them apart to sew them in. And I think in blocking it has kind of shrunk a little bit, but that's okay because I kind of like these sleeves a bit better now. I will pull my hair out and show. It does not go with my dress, so ignore that. I didn't change the length or anything. I didn't change anything else. So there's no shaping in the body. Yeah. There you go. My chunky Dahlia, all done and dusted. And it is one of my Make 9, and it is coming off because I'm absolutely boiling. It's kind of a bit itchy as well. It's a bit scratchy, this yarn. But I won't care when it's keeping me warm in the winter. Oh, that's better. I was getting quite flustered. So yes, I don't think there's any short row shaping in this. I don't think there is. I can't remember now. But yeah, it's really cool. It's really nice. I do have an error in the back, but you can probably see. You couldn't really see last time when I was showing you. But you can see that that one is different. But my hair will cover it anyway, even in a ponytail my hair covers it. So I don't care. I wasn't pulling it out once I realised. So that is going in the cupboard until the cooler times, maybe next week, because apparently it's going to rain. So pop that up there. So that was what I was wearing. Right. I have quite a sore throat. The English weather is it's hot one minute and it's cold the next. It's raining, but it's warm. It's just all over the place at the minute, and it's giving me a cough. I've got a sore throat. It's breeding ground for germs and weeds in the garden. I was out there yesterday doing my gardening. It's hard work, isn't it? Weeding is hard work. Right, so let's go on to my whips, because I have no finished objects this week. No, I've been working on some secret things, so I have no actual finished objects, but I have been working hard on things. So we'll start with my summer Flirt Tee. Forgot the name then. Where's the yarn there? So last time you seen me, let me just get rid of that, was where the marker where the marker is. So I have now split for the sleeves. I've got the sleeves on scrap yarn, and then the body is on, oh, I'm making a pixie with this. Body's on the needles, look, and I've split for the sleeves. So this is just mindless, oh dear, stocking stitch now. This has taken a little bit longer than I expected it to, because every single row of the yoke is patterned. Like there isn't like just a knit round, it's all got something to do. There's like pearls in every single round, even when you're knitting. You've got to keep counting. So it did take me a little while, it took a bit of concentration. Now it's on the stocking stitch, I should pick up pace a little bit. It's got hair on it, I think the cat's been sat on it. But it's absolutely stunning. I can't wait. I'll show you close up. Yeah, I can't wait to block it and wear it. It's so pretty. So I'm really, really happy with that. I am knitting that in Drops Safran in the mint colourway. We know this now. and it's a really pale mint. It's beautiful. So yeah, all going well. So that's where I am with that. So I'm, yeah, a few more weeks I reckon. This is my Friday night knitting now because it's just just stock and stitch. So I'll be able to drink a couple of rums, watch some Marvel, and knit. If you're new here, on a Friday night, me and my partner will have a few drinks, and we sit and we were working our way through Walking Dead, but we've paused Walking Dead while this last season finishes off because we didn't want to do it in bits. And we started watching all the Marvel movies. So we've just finished, last week was Spider-Man Far From Home, so the middle one, the second one with Tom Holland, and then and then we started on WandaVision. So we're about halfway through WandaVision. So we're just working our way through everything. So for those Marvel fans out there. So that's where I'm at on a Friday, and I needed mindless knit because I drink a lot of rum. So I need something that's just, I can do this. Next up is something that I was working on, but I haven't done a lot. I don't know where I was when you last seen, but I've done hardly anything on them, and that's because of Friday night. So this is my Spruce Grouse socks by Songbird Handmade. Twice I've thought I've known the pattern, and twice I've gone wrong. I think they're wrong again. And they've kind of gone in the naughty corner. They take more concentration than I realised that they would. And that's not because of the pattern, it's just because I can't seem to learn the middle section of the pattern. I know the outsides of it, but the middle section I just can't seem to get it in my head, and I keep going wrong. And I was trying to knit them a couple of Fridays ago and I made a big mess, so they've been in the naughty corner. So I'm going to pick them back up because I'm almost at the heel as well. So, and I really want to, it's a Turkish heel on these, so I really want to try that. So yeah, I need to get on with them again. So we'll be picking them up. Ooh, throwing my wool away. I'll be picking them up soon. These are knitted in Skein and the Stitch. This is a one of a kind from her Lucky Dip. She has a Lucky Dip on her website. This is a one of a kind, so you can't actually get it, I'm afraid. But it's like, it's her experimental skeins from her Lucky Dip. So you want to have a look at that because you might get something magical. So that is those. Not a lot to say about those at the minute because I haven't got very far. I'm going to intend to have the heel done before I see you next. The other thing I've been working on, like I said, is a secret pattern, and this is for Let's Knit magazine. So I'm going to show you the inside out, just so you know that I have been doing something, but I can't show you the other way. So this is knitted in these up here. So these are Rico Essentials Merino DK. I think it might be too bright to pick up Essentials on there. Maybe. I don't know if these have got names. No. They've got numbers. I'll write them on the screen, what they're called. But yeah. They are 100% virgin wool. They're lovely and soft. It's a DK, like I said. And I think it's quite obvious that I'm making a hat. But it's for like a a winter issue. It's for a winter issue of the magazine, so I can't share it with you until it's done. And normally when the magazine comes out, I don't have the item anymore. It's been sent to the magazine. They sent it back like a few months later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now record what it looks like at this point, and then I'll put this in to an episode later. So in the winter you're going to see me in this lovely summer's dress. Won't that be nice? Okay, so one thing I did do, I ordered myself for the hat. I couldn't find my 3.75mm circular for a hat, which is a US 5. So I decided to just order a new one because they'll always come in. So I ordered a Knit Pro Symphony in a 3.75mm, and I didn't look at the size. I just, like, I got 3.75, but I didn't look at the length. I just ordered 3.75. So when it comes, this is what I got. Which is 100 centimetre one. When I was like, what? Like, you absolute tool. Like, what are you doing? So I tried knitting the hat on this in Magic Loop, but I don't like knitting hats on Magic Loop. I don't mind socks and stuff, but I don't like knitting hats on Magic Loop. And the ferrule was all loose, and you could see like the floats behind, like you could see them through the front of the hat because it was so loose. So I ordered the needle again, but this time got a 16-inch one, a 40cm one, and that's what it's currently on, which I can't show you because I've turned it the right way, but that's where it's on. So that's 2 acquisitions that I got this week. One of them that was very unexpected because I just didn't look at the ordering process properly, because I don't know what's been wrong with my head this week. So yes, so that is it's a not named hat for Let's Knit at the minute. Let's Knit usually change the name anyway, so I haven't actually picked a name for it or anything. So there we go, that's that one. And then 2 other things I'm working on. So I'll show you these first because it's a bit easier. So you saw this last week, which is the new sock design, and this is how far I am on the new one, on the second one I should say. So it is, obviously it's toe up, but they are mirrored, so you can see. See how it would be this way on your feet. So, and I did go on Instagram and ask people about names. I didn't ask for a name, I just asked what it reminded them of, because I've been stuck on this being a peacock feather, but when you look up names for peacock feathers and things like that, they're all gone, they're all taken. And you know that I like to have a name that's not being used very often. So I went on Instagram and asked people what it reminded them of, and people were saying wheat, and a lot of people said feathers. And then Jess was the first one, but a few other people said it as well. Jess from Skein and the Stitch said that it reminded her of sea kelp. And she sent me a link to look at pictures of sea kelp. I'm going to put one up. It just reminded me of like a mermaid, like underground, like such a beautiful, like underwater place, like a mystical place. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, that's what I want to go with, that it's like sea kelp. So I then put a vote on Instagram. I'm going to check it now. I put a vote about, so I put a vote with the name Coastal Waters, said what do we think of calling them coastal waters, okay, because that's not very much, it's only used 9 times so far. And the vote is basically 46 votes for perfect and 2 people thought think of another name. We're going with Coastal Waters. So the Coastal Water Socks, they are knitted on my usual 2.25mm. These are my Lene needles, which I absolutely love. I'm so scared of breaking them though, but I do love them. And I'm considering saving some pennies and getting the Lene interchangeable kit. So if anybody has that, can you let me know below what you think of it, and just tell me if it's worth, like, if it's worth the money, and if you like them, if they're like, if they stay together nice and tight and they don't. I'm talking about the driftwood ones. That's what I'd be looking for, the Lene driftwood interchangeable set. Let me know. Right, and I've been working on one other thing, and this is my Joelle. So Joelle, I'll put a picture up there, is a jumper that I designed a long time ago for Let's Knit magazine. I should have brought my sample down, but I haven't, it's upstairs. But basically Joelle was knitted, so you cast on the back and you knit up the back, and then you cast on for the sleeves and you knit up the sleeves with a cast off in the middle for the neck, and you cast off the top of the sleeves or the bottom of the sleeves, and then you knit the front. So then you fold it in half and sew like this down up the sides and across the bottom of the arms, the sleeves, and that's it. And it works well. But looking back, you should have had short rows in, because it's really cutthroat without the short rows. So it should have had short rows, but this is a long time ago and I didn't do any short rows at that point. So I should have had short rows in. And I also just think it makes for quite a boring knit, the way it's done. Because when you do like top down, you do all the fancy bit and then you've just got straight to the end. But because you've got the fancy bit keeping you occupied, like not occupied, like you can see the fancy bit all the time. Like me with the summer Flirt Tee, I can see the fancy bit, so I want to get done because I just love the fancy bit so much. And the other way around, when you're doing bottom up, you're trying to get up there quickly so you can get to the fancy bit, that's the fun bit. Do you see what I mean? But Joelle, you do a bit of boring bit and then you do a fancy bit, but then you do a boring bit again and then you've got to sew up, and I just think it makes a bit of a sort of knit. And I don't want that. I want you to enjoy things. However, it's quite a difficult one to fix. So I have very strangely started with the fancy bit, which is the sleeves. So it's really long because it goes right across, and this is my size. So this is like, if I can explain, this is underneath the sleeve, and then the sleeve at the top is this. So I've got a few more pattern repeats to do, and then I'm going to break for the neck, then do the other side of the sleeve, and then I'm going to pick up stitches and then knitting the round all the way down. I am going to add short rows in the back part. It would be under the sleeves this time. So yeah, I can't think of any other way to do it because I don't want to put a seam in the pattern. So I don't want to break that up at all. I want it to flow, which is why I designed it the way I did, because I wanted it to flow over your shoulders with no break. So this is how I've figured out to do it, but it's taken a while because I've had other things on. But we'll see how it goes. So this is knitted in DK. this leads me on to one of my acquisitions. Bit crinkly, so I'm sorry. So me and Angela went to Darlington Wool Festival. Was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, it must have been. It was on Friday the 10th. Yes. Friday the 10th, we went to Darlington Wool Festival. Now, last year I went to Darlington Wool Festival on my own, and it was in a little corner of like a market area. There was one lady with a spinning wheel, and there was about 3 stalls, and it was rubbish, I'm not gonna lie. And I just left. I didn't buy anything, I just left. So that's what I was expecting, and when we went, it actually wasn't like that, and it wasn't like Yorkshire Yarn Fest. It wasn't huge, but there was like a tent up with a few stalls in there, a few people that I'd seen at Yorkshire Yarn Fest, and were vending, and it was really lovely, just little yarn fest, and I wish I took my camera and I would have filmed it, but I didn't take my camera. But we did grab some bargains. Angela grabbed a bargain. She's making herself another ranunculus with the bargain that she got. And I got this, so crinkle again. So this is 10 balls of, it's Rooster, Almerino DK. Let me just get one out. I'll cut this bit out. Right, the crinkling's gone. So it's Rooster Almerino DK, and it is 50% baby alpaca and 50% merino. So I got this like deep purple. It looks a bit lighter on the screen than it is. But I think it shows better in this actually. That's more like it. Yeah. So there's 10 balls of it, and I think they're 113 meters, which is 124 yards per ball. I may have to make my Joelle shorter because I think I'm going to run out. It's not quite enough for my size. So yeah, so that was my bargain. It cost me £30 for the 10. It says on the label that they're normally £5.75 per ball. So I saved like nearly £30, to be honest. So I had an absolute bargain. So, and I did a vote in my Instagram stories. I'm always doing votes in my Instagram stories. What do you want me to do? What should I do now? You help, you name this. It's like I'm so lazy. I did a vote asking what they wanted me to work on, and explained what each thing needed, and Joelle was the winner. So that is what I'm doing. I'm going to try and sort that out for like autumn time. I do have a lot of other things on, but oh, this throat. But yes, that is what I'm planning on, getting Joelle fixed up and a bit more fun to knit rather than the way it is. I don't know. And I'll leave both options in the pattern, and then you can pick and choose which way you want to do it. So yeah. And then that's it. That's all my whips. That's all my whips. My last acquisition that I wanted to share with you, I don't know whether you remember, but last year I designed some socks, I'll pop a picture up here, that were for Halloween, that had spiders dangling down. The yarn that I used was through Holme, but I felt like it was a little bit too variegated. You couldn't really see the spiders, but I liked the kind of blood splash effect of them. So when I was at Yorkshire Yarn Fest, I had a good look around, and I seen this yarn by Quack yarns. They're just, yeah, Quack yarn. I seen this yarn by Quack yarn, and it looked like blood splashes, but she only had it in DK. So I remembered, and then when we got home, I messaged her, Fiona from Quack yarn, and asked her about it, and she let me put an order in to dye it up onto the base that I needed, which is her just her sock weight, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. So this is called Pia Walk. You'll see why I like it. This is her logo. So it just reminded me of Splashes of Blood straight away. And because the rest of it is just pretty much grey, I think the spiders might stand out a bit more in this, I'm hoping. So that is for those socks, which I'll be starting. I'm so sorry about this, every 2 minutes. I'll be starting that. I'll be starting those like around September sort of time to get them out ready for Halloween. They'll be out like the beginning of October, I think, so that you can get them knitted for Halloween. But yes, so that is my acquisitions this week. And then in the last episode, when I was talking about my Lene needles and I was saying how much I really like them, I had a DM on Instagram from a lovely lady who watches the podcast. Her name is Sally. Hello, Sally. And she messaged me and she said that she has a pair of Lene needles, driftwood, exactly the same as the ones I've got. I think they're shorter, the 32 inch, and I think the ones I have are 40 inch, I think. I'm not 100%. I think so. Anyway, whatever. She messaged me and said that she doesn't like hers, and so she would like to send them to me. So, I mean, how lovely is that? So she sent them to me and they arrived the other day. So I have another pair of 2.25 millimetre, which is the US one, Lene driftwood. With a lovely little note from Sally on the back. She said that she just wanted somebody to enjoy them because she didn't like them. And I just thought that was so, so lovely. But also, I don't think she realises just how much she's enabling me to knit more socks, because it now means that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2.25 millimetre needles. They could all be on the go at the same time. Who knows? Who knows? But yes, Sally, thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. And I will definitely put them to good use, I promise. I love them. I really do love the Lene, like more than Symphony. I really like them. So, I think that is everything. What life news have I got? Lene, my kitten, had his, he was castrated. I was going to put it in a more vulgar way there, but I won't. He was castrated a couple of weeks ago. He then spent a few days wearing a cone, which he was not happy about. And now he is a free man. He can go out and do as he pleases, and he has been taking full advantage. The back doors had to be almost permanently open because he's in and out. We leave windows open for him, but he will still just sit at the back door and shout until we open the back door. So we can't have a cat flap because it's not our actual house. We rent the house, so we're not allowed to put a cat flap in. But our other cat manages perfectly fine. He just sits in the window until we see him and let him in. Whereas Lene will now just stand at the door and shout until we let him in. He's definitely a troublemaker. But yes, so Lene is now a free man and enjoying that. No. But anyway, other news is Glade is almost complete. It is going to be released a week on Monday. It has gone through the tech editing process and is all good and ready to go. I have been filming a video from the start to the finish of the making of Moonglade. I've been editing it like randomly throughout the few months, and it is nearly an hour long now, but it does show the complete process, so I'll stop recording anything about it once it's released, and then I'll launch that video at the same sort of time, a couple of days later or something. So if that is something that you would really be interested in watching, that is coming. I've also, it's only penciled in, but there's been talks about having a Moonglade cowl with me and Skein and the Stitch, and we might do that. She's going to make up kits for a Moonglade top as well. So yes, that could be coming. So if you're interested in a Moonglade cowl, let me know below. Other than that, I think that's it. I think that's everything I've got to tell you. I feel like I've been a bit flat today. I'm quite tired. I keep getting woken up all the time. I haven't had a full night's sleep for a few nights in the row now. I've got a big fly buzzing around me as well. Last night was Rowan woke up because his night light had gone off and it was too dark in the room, he said. And then I couldn't get back to sleep for like 2 hours. I was like reading a book trying to make me sleepy, and the book was just getting more exciting and keeping me awake. And then the night before that, Rowan woke up with a nightmare and woke me up, and I was awake for a bit after that. And the night before that, I think it was just Terry bouncing around in the bed. I don't know, I just can't seem to get a full night's sleep, so I'm a bit tired and flat, I think. But it's all good. I'm enjoying the sun. I'm going to go and finish my weeding today. I've done the front garden, I need to do the back garden and get the weeding done. And we've had a barbecue delivered today, so we're going to make the most of the barbecue. I'm going to go and buy some burgers. So you have a lovely rest of your week, and I hope you get lots of knitting done, or crocheting if you're a crocheter. Oh, I didn't show you this. When we went to Yorkshire, Darlington Wool Festival, there was a lovely lady, I think it was Teesdale Felt, I think. I'll write that across in case I've got that wrong. She was doing free workshops on making a felted picture. So me and Angela decided to have a go, and we were there for about an hour doing this felted picture. It was so relaxing, but it was also so much fun, and we both ended up with our pictures. So this is mine. Are you ready? So it's like all felted, and let's see if I don't know if you can see it close. So yeah, my tree went a bit flat at the top. I don't know what happened there. And my little sheep. It was supposed to be like a green field with heather, but I don't know what happened. But yeah. So there you go. That's my first ever felting experience. It was amazing. Absolutely loved it. So I probably won't be doing it again, don't worry. So that's it, I'm gonna go. Have a lovely, lovely rest of your week, like I've already told you. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.